Greetings and welcome to this week's edition of 401k Real Talk. This is Fred Barstein, contributing editor at wealthmanagement.com's RPA Edge and CEO at Trout, TPSU, and 401k TV. I review all of last week's stories and select the 5 most important and interesting ones, providing open, honest, and candid discussion you will not get anywhere else. So let's get real. First story, though it will cost the government money, they finally succumbed to the overwhelming and almost unanimous demand by the retirement industry to delay the Roth mandated catch-up provisions for people over 50 making more than $145,000 in Secure 2.0. The deadline has been moved by 2 years to January 1st, 2026, with employees able to catch up through pre-tax plans until then. Also fixed was an inadvertent prohibition on any catch-up opportunities in 2024. Neither the providers or plan sponsors were ready to implement the Roth catch-up in 2024, and most certainly will breathe a sigh of relief. Next story, World Insurance, which acquired Pensionmark in 2022, announced funding and debt financing of $1 billion led by new investor Goldman Sachs and original funder Charlesbank. With $347.2 million in revenue last year, World Insurance has a $3.4 billion valuation as a result of the infusion of capital, compared to $23 billion for Hub and $94 billion for Marshbank. Pensionmark claims to have $76 billion in AUM, though it is not clear whether that includes affiliates and owned firms. They have been quiet on the acquisition front, other than buying seminar marketing firm Exponential Growth, which is expected to serve Pensionmark advisors exclusively going forward. The $1 billion in capital should provide ample resources for Pensionmark to acquire retirement and possibly wealth management practices, as well as affiliate firms, though valuations remain frothy even as interest rates spike, increasing the cost of capital. Next story, another week, another lawsuit against providers using MoveIt, a file transfer software company. Both Schwab and Prudential were hit with lawsuits by clients who claim their personal data was compromised. After a similar suit against TIA, over 600,000 clients of Fidelity clients have been affected. So the question is not if a provider or one of their vendors or vendors' is compromised. The question is what support and restitution will be offered, especially if the provider believes that they are not at fault. Will they be required to conduct prudent due diligence, and how will that affect advisors looking to access participant data? Next story, state mandate programs recently passed $1 billion, with 19 states and 2 cities enacting programs. Since 2012, 47 states have implemented, studied, or considered their option. Maine was the most recent, joining the Colorado plan overseen by Vestwell, which has won all programs since 2021. There's a great overview on the Georgetown Center for Retirement Initiatives website. While the DC industry has been mostly positive about these programs as it drives new plan formation, according to a recent Napa RPA survey, that sentiment has turned negative. And there may be reason that only one provider, which is relatively early stage fintech with long view investors, has been winning or possibly even bidding on new programs. And while $1 billion is a big milestone, it might be just an average month for Empower. Finally, brilliant column by Nevin Adams about recent RPA sentiments, which seem to reflect reality, including views about state plans once viewed positively have turned negative, Managed accounts, the darling of many RPAs, may be out of favor due to costs, lack of data, and low usage. ESG funds continues to be the most overhyped topic, overshadowing PEPs. Plan sponsors continue to show low interest in retirement income services, and talent acquisition and scaling are the big issues for RPAs going forward. Check out my recent wealthmanagement.com column on what's on the minds of plan sponsors, which is not in sync with what most RPAs are focused on and how they may be risking their relationships. So those were the most important stories from the past week. I listed a few others I thought were worth reading. Please let me know if I missed anything or if you have any comments. Otherwise, I look forward to speaking with you next week on 401k Real Talk.